Good morning, boys, and welcome to Friday, May 21st. And we're going to end our dinosaur week with some fun things to do today. And we're finally going to get to those dinosaur eggs. So that is going to be super fun. Let's start our day in prayer. So let's fold our hands and bow our heads. Dear God, thank you for my mommy. And I just want to say how much I love her on this Mother's Day. Amen. Okay, so we're going to read a book, and actually I just bought this book, so it's going to be fun for both of us to read. It's Danny and the Dinosaur Go to Camp. Okay, and then we have three papers here. We're going to talk about the Triceratops, the T-Rex or Tyrannosaurus Rex, and the Stegosaurus. So these are our three worksheets, and as you can see, their names are on the top. And then we're going to do some tracing, and the things that we're going to trace are what makes them have their names. Like the Triceratops has 3 horns, and T-R-I, means 3. Okay, so the Stegosaurus, you can see the Stegosaurus has, it looks like stakes in their back, or almost like, I'm at a loss for words, but almost like a spike. Sorry, a spike on their back. And then the T-Rex, we know the T-Rex. Tiny arms, really long body, long tail, and a lot of very sharp teeth. T-Rex is a meat eater. Okay, and then we're going to talk about how many T-Rexes are in this picture. So we're going to look at our picture and we're going to talk about, there's the pterodactyl, the T-Rex, the Triceratops, and we're going to count, we're going to do an I Spy count, how many T-Rexes we spy, and then we're going to go ahead and circle that number. Then we're going to finally get to open these super cool eggs. Okay, and there's all different kinds, and we're going to see what's inside of them. I wish we could go on, I wish we could be in school and use our sandbox and dig for those eggs, but not possible this year, but we're still gonna have fun with them. And I hope that you had super fun with your dinosaur feet. I hope that was fun. Okay. Excuse me, boys, I'm sorry. Miss Sheila has very bad allergies and they're really bothering me today. So I'm gonna try to do my best to talk. How many T-Rexes do you see in this picture? Why don't we get our crayons out? Because what we'll do is, how about we find them and color them? We can find them and color them. I'm gonna get my big tin of crayons. And now we're looking for, and let's go back to our other worksheets. We're looking for our Tyrannosaurus Rex, our T-Rex. So this is the guy that we're looking for. So in here, let's just spy one. I see one here. And so now let's look through and let's pick, I don't care what color you pick, but whatever color you pick, let's do all our T-Rexes in that color. And then we'll go back and we'll color in our Triceratops a different color, but let's just do our T-Rex now. So find our T-Rex. We're finding them, we're coloring them in, and then we're going to go to the bottom and we're going to, when we count them after we color them in, we'll go to the bottom and we'll circle that number. I think probably the T-Rex or the Tyrannosaurus Rex is probably the most popular dinosaur when we talk about dinosaurs. Seems like he's in a lot of movies, and there's a lot of toys made from him. I think because he's kind of scary, so I think that's why there's so many references to him. He is a meat eater. Okay, so I have colored in what I think are all the T-Rexes. And I'm going to find a different color, and I'm going to color in the Triceratop. While you're still coloring, and then I would like you can just shout it out to me when you decide how many of the T-Rex you found. And then I'd like you to go to the bottom and circle them. Okay, so the Triceratop with the 3 horns, I found 2 of them. And I'm going to say, I'm going to show you that I have found 3 T-Rex. And I've circled my number 3. Now, if you have gotten a different number than that, let me know. And then I told you I did my Triceratops, and there was 2 of them. And then you can continue with whatever color you want, you can color the other ones in. Okay, so let's stop there and read Danny and the Dinosaur Go to Camp. I think that dinosaur fits right in. I can hardly tell that he's different than the other boys and girls. Danny went to camp for the summer, and he took along his friend, the dinosaur. Doesn't everybody take their dinosaur to camp? Camp is fun. You will enjoy it, said Danny. Thanks, I need a vacation, said the dinosaur. Welcome to, said the camp owner. You're our first dinosaur we've ever had. Lana, the leader, said, let's start with a race. On your mark, get set, go. The dinosaur took a step. 1 step. You win, shouted Danny. The children played football. The dinosaur ran the ball, and no one could stop him. Touchdown, said Danny. Lana took everyone to the lake. Here's where we row our boats, she said. The children rowed their boats. Danny rode his dinosaur. It was time for lunch. Please pass the ketchup, said Danny. Of course, just as soon as I've finished this bottle, said the dinosaur. After lunch, everybody wrote letters home. Please send me my own ketchup, said Danny. Send me a pizza, wrote the dinosaur. Now let's go for a hike, said Lana, and everybody followed her. Then Danny got tired and climbed on the dinosaur. Wait for us. We're tired too, shouted the children. Hold tight, said the dinosaur. And the dinosaur even carried Lana. It got dark, and everyone sat around the campfire, and Lana got out toasted marshmallows. Here, have all you want, she said. Thanks, but I don't have any more room, said Danny. I have room, said the dinosaur. It was time for bed. I can't wait to get under the covers, said Danny. Me too, said the dinosaur. But the dinosaur's bunk was way too small for him, and he took his pillow and he went outside. "Wake me up for breakfast," said the dinosaur, and he fell asleep on the ground. "Good night," said Danny. I don't think they were expecting a dinosaur to come to camp. They probably weren't prepared for him to have a bigger bed. So that's Danny and the dinosaur at camp. I hope you liked that story. I did. That was my first time reading it. Okay, let's go to our T-Rex, our Stegosaurus, and our Triceratops. What you're going to do with each of these, oh, excuse me guys, let me try to take a drink here. Let's see. Oh goodness. What you're going to try to do with your T-Rex, your Stegosaurus, and your Triceratops is you're going to trace the letters to write the name, and then you see the dots. We're going to just trace wherever the dots are. So let's start with our T-Rex. I'm going to use my marker, but you can use a pencil, a crayon, marker, whatever you have around is fine. Okay, and I have traced his name, and now I'm going to go trace his body. So anywhere those dot to dots are, you're going to trace that. And take your time. There's a lot of tracing to do. Which dinosaur would you say is your favorite dinosaur? Okay, so just keep going, taking your time. When you put your dinosaur shoes on, or your dinosaur feet, what dinosaur do you pretend to be? All right, so here's my first worksheet done, my T-Rex, and I've connected all the dots. And you're going to continue with your Stegosaurus, and you're going to finish up with your Triceratops. Okay, and then of course continuing to trace the name. I know these names are hard. This is why this is a T-Rex and not a Tyrannosaurus Rex, because the names are very long. They're the three dinosaurs that you're going to work on, and when you're done tracing them all like this, then you can go back and you can color them in. And you can make yourself a book of the three dinosaurs. It can be like a mini book. All right, so now let's get these eggs. I have to say, I ordered these eggs a long time ago, and I have not opened one yet. So I'm as excited as you are to see what is in the middle of them. Okay, so on the side, whoever your adult is can help you. There's a little tab, and it might be hidden a little, but it's perforated. I'm gonna use the top of my pen. Just get right in there, and then you can peel it back. And if you're careful, when you're peeling it, you can save the picture on the outside if you want. So you can see, there's the little guy, and then there's his neck. So I would call him a long neck, and the long necks are plant eaters. So if we open them up, we see our friend the plant eater, and there's a mini dinosaur in your egg. And you are going to continue. I think I gave you 3 eggs each, so you can go ahead and you can open each one of your dinosaur eggs, and then you can see what dinosaur that you found. I don't think on the outside of these gives you the name of the dinosaur, so I have over here, I want want to show you some pictures that I have. Sorry about that. I wanted to show you I wanted to talk about some things I had too. And I wanted to introduce you to a paleontologist. Whew, that's a big word. A paleontologist is someone who studies dinosaurs. And these are real pictures. This is a fossil. So a fossil is a picture that is, that you find in a rock or a hard surface. So that was an actual dinosaur that, the fossil is on. This one looks like it's maybe a big rock or boulder. This is the skeleton of a dinosaur, so this is just his bones. And as you can see, there's little hands, arms in the front, that this is a Tyrannosaurus Rex. And here is the footprint of a dinosaur. And you could make footprints. I hope you made footprints with Miss Amanda yesterday with the shoes, your dinosaur shoes that I gave you. So I'm going to put these pictures up and I'm just going to hold them. And the reason I'm doing this is when you open your eggs, you can go back and look and you can decide what kind of dinosaurs you have. Look at these names. Whew. Okay, and the Bronchiosaurus, the long neck, is the one I was talking about. That's right here. But here's our Triceratops, our T-Rex. Here's some that you probably haven't even heard of. Look at these names, boys. Whew. Okay, and then again, we have our dinosaur here. We have a dinosaur bone, a dinosaur egg. Here's the skull of a dinosaur. That's the bone of the head of the dinosaur. And in our book here, I have a book, and I just wanted to show you very quickly that when we talk about dinosaurs, it's not always about the dinosaurs that I just showed you. There's animals that swarm the sea, and they're very close to the animals, so some of the creatures that we see in the sea today. Okay, but there was all different kinds of dinosaurs, different kinds of fish that they found skeletons to, and they look very much like the fish that we see today. These amphibians, some of them, this might have grown into what we know now as a crocodile or an alligator. Okay, so it wasn't all land animals. And there's evidence of some different kinds of birds. And you can see when I show you some of these pictures that these animals, these mammals, if you look at them, that looks like what we would call a rhinoceros today. A little different with all the horns, but a lot of these animals are very close to some of the animals that we see today, including bugs. Let me show you. Again, there's a lot more of the animals that we have seen, the dinosaurs we've seen pictures of. But again, these are all, this guy looks to me much like a crocodile or a alligator. And there were a lot of very fast dinosaurs, just like the cheetah or the animals that we see today, very fast. Okay, and here's the dinosaurs with their babies. Dinosaurs hatched from eggs, and they're the dinosaur babies. And here's the paleontologists. These are the men and women that are studying about dinosaurs. They go and they find where the dinosaurs lived, and they dig up bones, they dig up evidence of their life. And in some museums, you can even see the entire dinosaur put together. They found all of the bones from the dinosaur, and they've put him together, and he's in a museum. And I just find that so awesome when you get a chance to see something like that. And here's one of the museums, and here's the actual dinosaur put together in a museum for you to visit. So the biggest Tyrannosaurus Rex found so far is Sue. They've named her Sue, and Sue is named after Sue Henderson, and she was working at a fossil dig in 1990 in South Dakota in the United States, and she uncovered the parts of this massive T-Rex. And here she is. And look at, that's just the feet. That's just a foot of a Tyrannosaurus Rex. So they found all of this dinosaur, well, most of this dinosaur, and they put them back together. And it's so cool to me. And this dinosaur is so big. And Sue, the dinosaur that they found, they named Sue, dates between 67 and 65.5 million years old. That's how old this dinosaur is. So it was quite the find when they found this. So I have to do a little bit more research. This dinosaur is at a museum in Chicago. So that dinosaur is in Chicago. Here's another one, and this is when they were rebuilding. They're rebuilding the T-Rex. They found the bones, and they're rebuilding it, putting it together. And I'm sure that was quite a feat. All right, so just a little information. The cards that I gave you, even though these names, a lot of times we abbreviate these names. That's why we call them a T-Rex, or instead of saying a Bronchiosaurus, we say a long neck. That's why, because these names are super hard. But when you open your eggs, hopefully you can identify some of them by the pictures, or maybe whatever adult you're with today can Google some of that and find out what dinosaur you have in your egg. And I think it's so great because my favorite dinosaur is the Bronchiosaurus, the long neck, and that's the dinosaur that I have. Now these colors are very pretty. I don't really think that the dinosaur that was from 65 million years ago was orange, but you know what? I wasn't there, so you never know. All right, boys, I hope you've enjoyed Dinosaur Week. I know I sure have. Excuse me. Enjoy your weekend, and I will see you back here on Monday. All right, keep up the good work. Do your best. Bye-bye.